And we are live, everybody. What is up, everybody? It's your girl, Nia, the video game her. And we are doing another live episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo. And before we delve into our topics for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our co-host so we can go ahead and tell you what we're going to be talking about tonight. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and introduce Alex. Alex, go ahead and give your intro. Let the people know how you're doing, what's going on with you.
What's going on, everyone? Active Sin here, and we're back for another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. I don't know why my stream is not going right now. It says it's live.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's up. It's up
There
now.
we go. Now it's going. Okay, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, from ARMS to Smash leaks to a whole bunch of other shit. So yeah, get excited.
Lots of shit.
All right, Coupon, go ahead and give your intro.
Yo, Coupon Strides here. Game of Diva struggling in on here. Just been playing usual games. Tried some the test punch and all that good stuff. And so let's just go ahead and get into this freaking thing. So we can go ahead and talk about all sorts of good stuff.
Yes, yes.
Emergency podcast.
Emergency podcast. I wish this were an emergency podcast. That would mean something interesting in gaming is happening because before E3, it is like a desert before E3. Yep. It's like the calm before the storm. But we'll talk about E3 next week. This week we want to kind of talk about some other things so that we don't blow our load before E3 because of course that's a very exciting time. So, we got a lot of good topics for you guys tonight. We're going to jump off about our ARMS Global Test Punch impressions, and of course there's going to be another Global Test Punch happening this weekend, and we will be able to give further thoughts because they're going to add new modes and things like that. So, just to give you guys a breakdown, for those of you guys who just so happen to miss the Global Test Punch this weekend, it was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at various times of the day. For the actual Test Punch itself, the ARMS arenas that they did have were the what is the ninja one, the ninja school one, the Ninjara's level, the laboratory that will be Helix's level, and then they also have the standard ARMS arena, the one that's surrounded by the mats. So those were the levels that were available for the Test Punch. And then as far as the fighters, you had Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Helix, Master Mummy, Min Min, and Mechanica. So it was a really fun time. I only got a chance to play it once because of my internet issues and things like that. But we're going to do this roundtable style, kind of give our impressions on how we felt about ARMS, if we liked it, if it's going to be a day one, if we're going to sleep on it, or what. So first, I'm going to go ahead and allow Alex to give his opinions on the ARMS Global Test Fire. Like, is there anything that stood out to you? Anything that you like, did not like, and things like that. So go ahead and kind of give your impressions.
All right, so yeah, ARMS. I played it 3 times. Once on Friday and twice on Saturday. I did not play it on Sunday, so I got a good amount of time with the game. I tried each character. I feel pretty evenly, other than that robot chick. I don't like the robot chick or Helix, so I didn't play them too much. I ended up really liking Ribbon Girl, surprisingly.
Oh wow!
First time I played Ribbon Girl, I didn't like her, but then I played her again on the second day just for fun, and I was just fucking destroying dudes
with freaking Ribbon Girl.
With Ribbon Girl, yeah, and surprisingly, I didn't end up liking Min Min.
Oh wow! Wow.
Really, as much as I thought I would, because I thought she was like the most OP character from what we saw.
But
when I was using her, I'm like, this dragon's really slow. I didn't like it. Her main attack, like that big circle thing, that heavy attack, that's really good too. But like, it's slow, so she's a lot slower than I thought she was gonna be.
Min Min.
Whereas Ribbon Girl's like super fast. All of her attacks are really quick, and she's herself is one of the quicker characters. I like the volleyball mode. It's pretty fun. It can get a little odd because sometimes you feel like you hit the volleyball, but it's not moving, and then all of a sudden the other guy got a spike. So stuff like that. I don't know if that's connection issues or what, but little things like that are annoying. But I had a lot more fun with the game than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get bored right away like I do with most fighting games. But I still have that fighting game feeling where it's repetitive, like to the point where I'll get bored in a couple of days, maybe a week.
Right.
Which is that's what happened to me with even Pokken. I played for like a week or two, then I just got bored. So I still have that feeling, but that's just me because I'm not a huge fighting game guy. But I think if you like fighting games, there's a lot of stuff to enjoy in ARMS.
Right.
Like the one-on-one mode is really hectic. It's fun. I think that's the best mode, is the one-on-one mode. There's the tag team mode where you're tethered together, which is super funny. When you throw one of the opponents, it actually throws both of them because they're tethered together.
Right.
So they just
so funny.
Your teammates fighting the other guy, all of a sudden you throw one of them, they both go flying. That shit is hilarious.
Right.
But it sucks when it happens to your side. I really, really dislike the 3-person mode and the 4-person mode where it's like free for all.
Yeah.
Because I had major camera issues. I don't know if you guys ran into this, but like my character would constantly be switching their view of who they're attacking, like on the fly, based on who I was closer to, without telling them to do that. That was really annoying. I feel that's something that they could probably fix. But I thought the modes, there's a lot of them, especially for a game at launch. And next week they're going to give us the basketball mode. I want to try that. I like the levels. They're pretty varied, especially that's the ninja school, because that's like completely different because you're fighting on a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
So immediately, like, one team has an advantage because they have the higher ground, and you're pretty much fighting for the higher ground at that point.
Right.
So I thought that's pretty cool. All of the characters have their own personality, which didn't come across in the trailers, I felt. But in the game, you feel it a lot more because you see their mannerisms and whatever.
Yeah.
And they all feel completely different. Other than the mummy and the robot girl, because they're the only heavy characters, so they feel pretty similar.
Right.
But everyone else has their own movements, and they all have their own speeds. Like, I like playing faster characters, which is why I took more to Ribbon Girl, I guess.
Right.
But, like, there's a lot of depth to that game, and we still haven't even got all the way into it because they didn't allow you to choose the element types for your weapons.
Right. Exactly.
So that's a whole other level that's just not in the demo. I guess they don't want to confuse people.
Yeah.
But there's still more to come with ARMS. So, like, it's a good game. I remember I was clowning it at first because, like, it looks like a stupid game. Like, let's be honest, it looks like a really dopey, dumbass game. But it's fun. It's still stupid, but it's like Nintendo charming stupid. So, like, it's good. I like it. It's just like I'm probably not gonna get it just because, like, I'm not a huge fighting guy.
Right.
But if you like fighting games, I think there's a lot for you to like here.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
But before I give my thoughts, since I played it probably the least of everyone in here, Coupon, why don't you give your thoughts?
Oh, okay. So I played it twice. I got to play it on Saturday and once on Sunday. I fell asleep on the second one I was gonna play on Saturday. So I got to play all of the characters except for Master Mummy and Mechanica, so I don't really know how they play. I honestly don't really like heavy characters, so I kind of kept away from them. But your main guy, what's his name? Freaking Springman. Yeah, Springman. He's pretty cool. I liked him. He's well-rounded. You know, he's just your all-around well-rounded character. He can move about. He's fairly quick, but not fast. You know, not as fast as Ribbon Girl. Ribbon Girl is definitely super fast. I wasn't expecting that, so I did like her gameplay. But Min Min, I actually felt the same way as Alex. I didn't like her that much. That dragon was so freaking weird to get a handle on. It was just, you really had to work for it with Min Min, as far as with the little dragon piece and then her little I guess, what is it, shurikens or whatever she uses.
Yeah.
And stuff. But like, she was decent. It's just I don't know, I guess she just wasn't fast like I thought she would be. Though she does have like a ability to kick and stuff, but you hardly ever use it anyway, so it's like it's kind of pointless because you got to get them close to you, and then you can kick them.
Absurdly close to be able to use that.
And ARMS is a game where you want to keep people at a distance anyway. So
right.
There's that. I did enjoy actually using Helix.
You did or you didn't?
Oh my god, I loved using.
I love Helix.
That shit was hilarious. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can't hear us in your chat, in your thing, Alex, like at all.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I had it muted.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go, guys. My bad.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So Helix, he's the troll character as I thought he would be.
Yes.
If you move him in particular ways, it's hard to fucking hit him. I hate him. I hate fighting against him, but I love fighting as him.
Yeah.
So he's trollish against you, but he's trollish against others. So yeah, he was fun to play with. He's really weird moving. He bends and stretches in odd different ways and stuff like that. So he's really hard to get a handle on at first, but after you get used to him, it's really fun to play with him. It's irritating as fuck to play against him, and I hate it.
Yep.
But he was actually one of my favorite characters thus far. Didn't like Min Min too much. Ribbon Girl was cool, but I'm not too keen on her either. And like I said, I didn't Ninjaro, I did play him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the ninja
cool.
guy's awesome.
Ninjaro is actually pretty dope.
Ninjaro is actually pretty dope. He's fairly quick, you know, he can move around
They
and
had
just
some
disappear a little bit.
statistics, and apparently Ninjaro was the most used character.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
the person who got the most wins was the robot.
Was the
chick,
Mechanica. Yep. I saw
I
that.
know. That was
which
weird.
is strange.
That's
'cause I
crazy.
found her to be terrible.
Yeah.
I know, right? But yeah, I like Ninjaro and I liked Helix. Both of those two were probably my two
Oh,
favorites.
I didn't like him at all.
I couldn't help it.
I love Helix.
But
I'm sorry.
as far as the game modes, couldn't stand V-Ball. It was just kind of, I didn't like it because it seemed like kind of weird because I would hit the ball to the other side, it would hit the wall, it would hit the ground, would not blow up. They could hit it back over, and then it hits the ground on me and blows up instantaneously. So I don't know if that's a glitch, but it seemed kind of weird to me, and it happened a hell of a lot. So I was like, you know what, fuck this mode, I can't stand it. So I don't like V-Ball. Don't give a fuck. Just don't like it.
Yeah.
As far as like the free for all, like Alex said, that shit is retarded because all you need is the people on the other team to just focus your ass, and then you're fucking.
That is exactly what happens.
And the fucking camera angles were all horrid and shit. I'm trying to focus the big motherfucker, and it's going after this motherfucker over here, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to kill this dude. He has little health. Get him the fuck out of here. And like if you're playing three, if it's a free for all as far as three people, it's always going to be two people against either you and the other person against one person.
Yeah.
That's highly unfair.
Yeah.
It just really doesn't. I don't know. That game mode's kind of stupid to me. Like 2 against 2, perfectly fine. I think that mode is actually fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you're tethered to someone. I played the one where you weren't tethered. I don't know if you guys had that mode.
Really? There's one where you're not tethered?
There's one where you're not tethered. I had
You're
one
not on
where
a team though. It's a free for all.
no, that was actually it was actually 2 against 2. Because at the end of the fight it was me and him standing there, and I'm like, we won. Wait, because I was trying to hit him and I couldn't hit the person. I'm like, wait, what's going on? So it was actually, I don't know. It's only happened once, so I don't know.
Maybe there was a glitch.
Like tie or something.
It didn't say tie. It didn't say any of that. It said you win, and he was still standing, and I'm like, what's going on? Because I thought you're supposed to be tethered, but I did play
you're supposed to be tethered. I didn't run into.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the thing was glitching. It didn't show us tethered or something.
Because I did get some glitching at some points, but then again, my internet was jacked up like the whole freaking weekend.
I think that game. I don't know. It was weird, but it was fun. You know, you get to play. 2 against 2. You get to play them. That was really fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one. It is hilarious when you get tossed, especially when your teammate gets tossed and you're tethered to him, so you get tossed to, and you're just like, what the fuck, man, and stuff like that. I don't know if I like the items so much where you can heal yourself back up in the middle of the fight.
I know.
Because I'm sitting up here whittling away at this fucker's health, and then they jump into the little healing thing, and it's like, dude, now I gotta do this all over again.
Yeah.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying is I don't want them doing it. I don't give a fuck. I mean, but it's cool. It's not that big a deal. It's something you gotta work on.
Actually, I thought that was really cool.
I liked it. I like the items actually.
Yeah, it was still fun.
I like
it was
that
just
there's
weird.
like a bomb that just
I
comes up in the match.
I like
you can
the bomb.
shoot it at the guy. I think that's really cool.
And then what's really interesting about the bomb is you can still hit it, and it can still hit you.
Yeah, like it doesn't just blow up immediately.
Yeah,
it's like the person can reflect it at you.
Yeah.
It's the same volleyball, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's kind of like the volleyball. Yeah. So I thought that was fun. It was a good thing. I don't mind the items as much.
And then there's the other one which charges up your super attack.
Yeah.
Right.
So those modes were pretty fun and everything. I think next week they're doing
the
basketball,
hoops.
so I'm
hoops and the target practice.
Looks so funny.
Okay,
that
so
hoops mode looks
that one out.
Yes.
But
that hoops mode might be the greatest of all time.
It might.
It
might.
I'll give it another try.
Yeah.
But I do have a typical concern. Is like I I don't like the motion controls. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It just no. The standard controls are way better.
Yeah.
Way more fluid, in my opinion. It works better for me. Me flailing my arms around and all this other BS was just too fucking much. I couldn't deal with it.
I could not get the motion controls
I
down.
just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
Overall, the game itself, I'm not gonna get it. Unfortunately, as much as fun as I did have, I don't really like the game overall. It's not something It's not something I'm gonna play on a continuously. And this is surprising considering how me and Nia were always hyped about it. We were going. I'm not getting it. I'm just not gonna get it. I am gonna play next week when it comes back. Just try it out again. Make sure that I wasn't But when I first picked it up and played it, I didn't like it. It's because something about it just
it's too fightery. Surprisingly, it's too fightery.
Yeah, and I don't like fighter games so much. Yeah. But I think the overall thing was that I looked at it as not it being a true fighter because it's a Nintendo quirky type of game. Like Nintendo makes quirky games just like Splatoon. It's a shooter of sorts, but it's not your typical shooter. So with ARMS, it's a fighter, but not your typical fighter. But it actually has fighting elements in it. We haven't gotten to see everything because obviously it's just a demo, but I can tell that it's going to have fighter qualities. You got your ranking and all this other stuff. People are going to take this game fairly seriously on the Nintendo platform as far as I'm concerned. And I just don't like fighters. Yeah. And and after playing it for a while, I realized this is a fighter to me, and I'm not going to be interested in it. I mean, it's the same thing with Pokken Tournament. I enjoyed it to death. It was a really fun game, but after I finished it, it was just time to move on. Right. So it's not a day one, and it's probably not gonna. I probably may not pick it up at all. I don't know. I haven't decided, but right now I'm not interested enough to pick it up.
Right. I feel you. So I'll go ahead and give my quick thoughts, and then we'll move on. Because I only, like I said in the beginning, I only got a chance to play it once because my internet was just crazy, pretty much all last week. We've been having some issues with the router. So I'm going to start with what I liked, and then I'm going to go into what I don't like, and then I'll give my overall thoughts. So initially, I really did enjoy how Nintendo put it front and center, that you can choose whatever control option that you want. So you can either do motion, you can do the button controls, you can do, some other variation of the motion controls inside of the actual Joy-Con grip. I thought that considering that this is a game that is supposedly supposed to shine through the motion controls, even though I highly disagree with that, I like the fact that Nintendo put it out there that you can play this however you want to play it. To me, I think that Nintendo shines when they give you control options, and that's one of the many reasons why I like Nintendo, is because they generally give you controller options. And it's one of the reasons why I like PC gaming. It's stuff for Starbucks. And it's generally, one of the reasons why I've really taken to PC gaming, because of the options that it gives you. And so my experience is a little bit different, I guess, because I actually had a chance to play this locally. Me and my boyfriend, we squatted up as a team, and we went online together as a team and played against people online. So I thought that it was cool. I think it's really cool that Nintendo is allowing you to buddy up with people that you have with you locally, and then going online to play and things like that. So of course, we had a chance to play the team 2-on-2 fighting, and then we had a chance to play the 2-on-2 volleyball. And then sometimes, depending on how many people are in the lobby, which I actually really like the way they do the lobbies. The way they do the lobby is super interactive. It has these little bubbles that shows you, okay, who's playing in a match right now and who's kind of in limbo waiting for a match. Yeah, and you can see the bubbles in the other rooms where they're fighting, and maybe they're getting hit, and their icons kind of grimace and shake and rumble they're getting beat up,
That was really cute.
I like how they do the lobbies. I think it's real cute, real dope. So of course, in the way that the only thing that I feel is kind of disappointing about the way that they do lobbies is that it doesn't seem like you can choose, at least based on the global Testpunch. Maybe this is just for the demo. I hope it's only for the demo. You don't get to choose or prioritize what kind of game mode you want to play. So sometimes you might be in say me and my boyfriend, we would party up and go into an online game. Maybe it's 2-on-2 where both of us are on a team, or maybe the game will randomly select one of us to spar by ourselves against another opponent that was by themselves. You know what I mean? So And then it was the same thing with V-Ball. And then sometimes it'll put you on a 3-on-3. So you don't really get to choose if you want to do 3-on-3, if you want to do versus, if you want to do V-Ball. They kind of just kind of put you in like a random room wherever you kind of lay. I'm not really feeling that. Like, I would like to be able to have an option to say, okay, well, I prefer to play V-Ball today. So just put me in all V-Ball matches. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that.
I imagine they're going to allow that.
I hope so.
I'm hoping so.
I hope so.
That's a pretty basic thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
choose what kind of game mode you want to play.
Yeah, like I like the idea of the party, because like one thing that I noticed is when they put you in a party, like that lobby is where you gonna be. So you gonna run into like the same like 10, 15 people, however many, 20 people. You gonna run into them like through the whole time you're playing, however long they decide to stay in the party. I like that. That's dope. I just don't like how you don't have a preference on where you want to go. Like that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I also liked I'm the opposite of y'all. I really liked V-Ball. I thought V-Ball was amazing. Okay, Coupon didn't like it. I thought V-Ball was freaking amazing.
It was freaking hilarious.
I loved it. I think I like V-Ball more than I like straight up fighting, and I thought fighting was fun as well. But, you know, just like Alex and Coupon, I'm one of those kind of people where I'm not really a fighting game person. Like, I'm super, like, mad casual when it comes down to fighting games. Like, I buy fighting games here and there. Like, I bought Smash Brothers. No, I've bought, you know, variations of Tekken. Me and my boyfriend just recently got Injustice 2, which is amazing. But when it comes to games like that, I have a preference for playing the single player stuff, like the campaigny stuff, which is why I didn't get Street Fighter 5, because they kind of slacked on that department in the beginning. But like when I play fighters though, it's more of like, I don't play it for the same reason a lot of people play them. Like, I don't really play them for sparring. You know, I'm not really a fighting game person. I don't really try to, you know, get up to speed and learning all the combos and stuff like that. Right. Like, so for example, if I'm playing Smash Brothers, I'm playing it for, like, in the case of Brawl Subspace Emissary, I'm playing for adventure mode, I'm playing for break targets, I'm playing for the challenges, you know, I'm playing to get, like, the collectible trophies and stuff like that in the game. Like, that's the stuff that I do. So I really like the fact that ARMS allows you to play things like the V-Ball, they allow you to play hoops, they allow you to play the target practice. Like, I like stuff like that, like the 100-man thing that they have. Stuff like that is probably what I'm gonna be doing whenever I eventually get ARMS. And I kind of had a feeling that ARMS was gonna be like Smash for me, because you know, it's really quirky and fun and stuff like that, but I knew that at the end of the day, like, this is a fighting game that Nintendo is really trying to push in esports. Like, they're really trying to make it like a fighter. So, you know, there's like all of these customization options with the arms, which we didn't really get to try for the Testpunch and stuff like that. So I knew I was going to come out of it feeling the same way that I feel about Smash Brothers. I'm not really interested in like sparring online. It's more like, what can I do outside of like the main arena of the game that kind of can keep me interested? Because I could probably play V-Ball forever, to be honest with you. And for me saying that, I'm going on to say that I really like ARMS. Whether or not it's going to be a day one just kind of remains to be seen. But I do know that at some point I will be getting ARMS, because I do like what is there. And I think that there's enough single player content and a little aside stuff that can keep me interested, at least for a little bit, considering that I am a casual fighting person. You know what I mean? Right. I think I like the game enough. I like the dynamics enough. I like the characters enough to where I'm willing to give it a buy. And that's kind of where I am on that. But I don't really see myself going hard body. The same with Smash. Like, I played Smash for a little bit. I finished all the challenges I wanted to do, and I kind of put it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. Yeah. One thing I didn't like, and then I'll move on because we've been on this for like 20 minutes now. I did not like the fact that you could not go to the home menu from online. Yes, I did not like that at all. Stupid. I hope they fix that. I know the reason why they did it is because there's a lot of people that are going to be playing with Joy-Cons probably. So they wanted to disable the home button so you don't accidentally press it while you're in the game. But they need to have some kind of way to where you can go in and take that off. Because say if I'm playing ARMS and somebody wants to play a mode with me, I can't go to my home menu and add them so that they can come and play in the game with me. That means I got to back all the way out of the game, then go to my friend list. Like, no, that's too much. Fix that. I don't like that at all. Like that is so unnecessary to me.
I think I like the fact that
I even noticed that, but that's
like,
pretty.
Yeah, like the fact that you can't they should have it disabled for like while you're in the fight, so you don't, you know, rage quit
Yeah.
and leave the fight. But
Right.
when you're in the lobby, definitely
You should be able to do it in the lobby.
Give us the option. Yeah, give us the option to get out and go. You know, use the home screen and get out of the game.
Yeah.
Or go back to the title screen or something
Right.
while you're in the lobby. You're in the lobby.
Yeah. Or at least have it to where I can add friends to, because you know, like when you look at the screen, people, there's a friends option in the game. So hopefully that's kind of like a little like alternative way of getting into your friends, and it maybe goes to like your system friends or something. Because I mean that's a better way of doing it, I think. If they're gonna completely omit the option to do the home button thing, but I don't like that. If they can disable that in some way, I hope that they do. Hopefully it's not like a hardware issue and they're framing it as something that, oh well, we don't want you to accidentally hit the home button while you're in game, you know. So I don't like that. So yeah. So
that's cool. I hope they do fix that though.
I agree. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Monster Hunter. So I'm pretty geeked about this. I saw the news and was immediately excited because I did know that at some point Capcom was going to come through for the Switch. I knew that at some point they were going to be bringing a Monster Hunter, whether it was a port or a new game, which I do think we're going to get both of, by the way. But they came through for the homie. They announced that Monster Hunter Double Cross is going to be coming to the Switch, and there's going to be a lot of perks with the Switch version. For example, like it's gonna be 1080p dock 720 portable, which doesn't really mean anything because let's be honest, Capcom ain't letting go of them PS2 assets. You feel me? They gonna keep making money by making the bare bones assets to keep this game going and making money, maximizing their profit. And to be honest, I'm okay with that. I don't play Monster Hunter because it's a pretty game. I play it because it's an immersive game, and I like grinding. I like grinding with a party of people. Like, that's why I like Monster Hunter.
Here first, people. Neo love
with a party of people. Hey.
Oh boy.
And so the news is apparently the control scheme is refined to fit well with the Switch in both TV mode and portable mode. There's going to be local and online 4-player multiplayer. You can use it to play together with 3DS if you use the internet. So the 3DS version of Monster Hunter Double Cross and the Switch version will interact together. Like you can switch your save data back and forth between the two systems, which is pretty dope in my opinion. You can there's going to be a Switch hardware bundle, and this is for Japan. All of this is for Japan, by the way, because there's not been a Western confirmation as of yet. But there's going to be a hardware bundle. There's a dock that mimics the artwork of Monster Hunter Double Cross. It looks pretty cool, but we probably ain't getting it over here. So I won't get my hopes up. Not only the dock, but the console itself has a unique design, which I don't think has been shown off yet. So that's really gonna be an interesting.
The Monster Hunter one was shown off.
The dock, but not the actual console itself.
Oh, okay.
Like there's gonna be a unique design on the actual like Switch itself.
The Switch itself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And apparently it's got a refined UI. So I guess the UI is going to be a little bit different on the Switch, considering that it's only going to be one screen versus two, like on the 3DS. And so, yeah, so right now, all we're waiting on is a Western release. I'm really excited for Monster Hunter Double Cross coming to the Switch. I feel like Capcom is making a great choice. This is going to sell like freaking hotcakes in Japan. Like they're all about portable Monster Hunter. In the West, we're all about Monster Hunter on our TV. So we all win. And I really hope that at E3, they talk more about it. And hopefully they confirm a Western release. Anybody want to talk about Monster Hunter before we move on?
I'm happy. I don't like playing these kind of games on handhelds.
I stopped playing Monster Hunter because I didn't want to play it on my 3DS.
Yeah.
So now we can play it on the big screen, or you can take it on the go. So yeah, everybody wins.
I'm good for it.
Yeah, graphically, they're not going to change much.
Not at all.
But that's whatever, I guess. It's good to see that we're going to get this early.
Yeah, that's great.
I think we all kind of predicted we were going to get a Monster Hunter at some point.
Yeah.
So it's good to see. Like, this is a big franchise for them. So
yeah,
it shows that they have faith in the Switch.
I am
It's gonna get
excited.
over on
Yes.
3DS.
I am
Pretty
excited.
excited.
I am
So,
absolutely
we gonna squad
excited.
up. We gonna go in like we did with Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yes, I'm so excited. I love Monster Hunter. Like when I played Monster Hunter on the Wii, and I played it on the Wii U, and I got Monster Hunter 4 because I was already invested because my first entry into Monster Hunter was console. I didn't play it when it was on the PSP.
Well, I have a news for you. This will be my first entry in Monster Hunter.
Oh,
I knew about it, but
nice. Yeah.
I never played it because it was
It was
always I
always on
always played on
handheld.
3DS, and then it
Yeah.
was on the Wii at one point. But I was like,
Yeah.
no thanks. Motion controls.
Yeah. See,
So
the thing is, like, I like Monster Hunter, and since my first entry was on console, I'm kind of spoiled with being able to play it with a real controller on my TV. Because even with the Wii, like, you could play it with the Wiimote, but I always put in the classic controller in my Wiimote and just play regular buttons. And then, of course, when the Wii U version came out, you can use the Pro Controller. So, like, I'm accustomed to using a real controller, playing Monster Hunter on my TV, squatting up with my friends. And then when I got Monster Hunter 4, and I thought Monster Hunter 4 was a great game, don't get me wrong. But I cannot play a game like that on a portable device. Like, Monster Hunter is one of those kind of games, like, you have to invest time. Like, think about how when we played Xenoblade Chronicles X online, right?
I couldn't have done
hundreds of hours.
We put so many hours.
Handheld.
Yes.
All day. No.
Yep. Like, think about that.
You put 4 hours and hours into it. It just makes more sense being able to do that.
Play it on your TV.
At home, yeah.
I don't want to play a game like that on my handheld. And that's the reason why I didn't really put that many hours into Monster Hunter 4. I didn't even bother with Monster Hunter Cross because I'm like, I don't want to play this on my 3DS. I'm kind of not wanting to play this on like this little bitty screen. Like, I'm just over it. So the fact that Monster Hunter Double Cross is coming to the Switch, like, that really excites me. I hope that it comes westward. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be really upset because the Japanese version is not gonna have English subtitles. So dang, please come westward. And I hope, and I know Keith said that maybe I'm a hater, but can I get a Monster Hunter from the ground up? I guarantee you that the next Monster Hunter game is gonna be made ground up for the Switch.
To the 3DS, so.
I guarantee it's gonna be ground up for the Switch. The next Monster Hunter is coming to the Switch, and it's gonna be made for the Switch in mind. That's what I think. But anyway, we can go ahead and move on. So recently, some of y'all were duped. I was not, because you feel me? I understand how this works because we live on the internet and we know how the internet acts before E3. But there was a little, I don't even need to say a debacle. It wasn't really a debacle.
Mad about it when you read it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. A debacle. It was a debacle.
I don't really want to call it a debacle because it wasn't really a debacle. But it's like, it was this rumor that Super Smash Brothers, like a new version of Super Smash Brothers, was coming to the Switch. And they had these really convincing looking screenshots of different levels. Like, there was a remaster. I'm sorry, they weren't new levels. They were existing levels, but remastered. So what you're looking at on my screen right here is a remastered version of the 3DS stage that was on Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS. There's also one that was from, what was it, the Kirby level with the crystal shard things coming through? I don't know what the name of that level is called. So basically, there was a lot of screenshots of what these 3DS stages could possibly look like in HD. And they were posing this off to be like, okay, well, this is going to be in the Super Smash Brothers for Switch. A lot of people thought it was real. I knew it was fake because, I mean, like I said before, it's getting close to E3. Leaks and fakes are coming through.
They are coming through.
You gotta be cautious about everything. So, it's confirmed fake. So we just want to say beware of hoaxes because they are coming through in full force. Anybody want to say anything about the Super Smash? Now, I will say this. I do think that Super Smash Brothers for the Switch is coming, whether it's a new game or whether it's a port.
Yeah, like, we know it's coming. It's just, you got to be very careful of the supposed leaks and rumors that are coming out. Wait until Nintendo, gives the the go ahead. When
Yeah.
they make the
Probably gonna see
announcement,
it at
it's official.
E3.
We'll see it at E3 if it's coming out this year, or we'll hear about it later this holiday if it's coming out next year or some crap like that. But
Yeah.
Nintendo will let us know. So I would say the best
And
thing
the
for us
funny
is to
part is,
listen,
it probably
wait for them.
will be like that leak too, where it'll
Yeah.
have the 3DS levels put into the Switch
Yeah,
to make
into
it
the
deluxe
Switch.
version.
Mm-hmm. Probably more than
Because
that. I think
that only
it's
makes
basically
sense.
Smash Brothers Deluxe is what we're probably
Yeah.
gonna get,
Yeah.
and some like extra levels, maybe some new
Yeah, because the
characters
3DS
that we
had some
weren't.
pretty cool levels that the Wii U never got.
Yeah, I like the Pac-Man level. Like, can I get that, please?
That Pac-Man
Probably
level,
will.
yeah.
Shit. But yeah, we might get some extra characters thrown in that we weren't expecting or something like that, and maybe you guys will finally get your whatever dude or whatever King K. Rool or some shit. I don't know.
Can we leave King K. Rool in like the vault where he belongs? Nobody cares about King
I
K.
don't want him.
Rool. Why do people care about King K. Rool?
I don't know, but they want him so
Because he's a
badly.
prominent villain in the Donkey Kong series.
You know what?
He's
Maybe
a rare-
you'll finally get Ridley.
I
never
don't
happening.
want
I know.
Ridley. Keep Ridley
I don't want
where
Ridley. I mean,
is
Ridley,
at.
he's already where he's at. You ain't getting Ridley. I mean, he's
Yeah.
in the game. You just ain't playing with him. So stop it.
Well, since we're on the topic, is there anybody that y'all would want? Like, say, okay, let's say that Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U is being ported over to the Switch at some point. What characters that were not in the Wii U version do you want to come to Super Smash Brothers? I can already think of two, a dynamic duo. Well, y'all already know who I'm talking
Well,
about.
they can bring back the freaking ice climbers.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Bring back
Like,
Nana and Popo.
They can bring back the ice climbers. I don't know why they got rid of them to
Bring
begin
the
with.
ice climbers back. They deserve to be back.
Can we get an upgrade of Link? I'm tired of but what is he? Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess?
Twilight Princess.
Can we get Breath of the Wild Link now, where his items break?
Thank you for bringing that up. Can we please get rid of the Twilight Princess assets, please?
Like, I'm sick
oh my god, I'm so no. I'm
it's the
sick
only
of
one
Twilight
that's more
Princess,
gritty.
Zelda, Ganon, and freaking Link.
That's the best looking Link and
no,
Zelda.
I love Breath of the Wild Link. I think it's up there now.
Nah.
Revise. I'm so sick of Twilight Princess Zelda characters. Can we do better, please?
Like, I don't know.
Bomberman would be awesome.
Bomberman would be interesting, actually.
Bomberman in Smash would be hot. Like, he could use his bombs. Like, I could see that being a thing.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens if we get new characters. I'm sure we'll definitely get new maps. They'll probably add some extra game modes and something and whatnot. So it'll come when it comes. But be very mindful of rumors and leaks and things, because E3 is around the corner and people are trying to get clicks like it's crazy. So that's all that is. It's basically about the clicks. They want to get these clicks and they want to get these views. So
I think it's interesting because I feel like who was that with the subscribe? Shout outs to JT Bomb 3000 with the subscribe.
Hello.
So here's the thing about Super Smash Brothers though. Like, I feel like Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS was such a like huge undertaking. Like, I feel like, I mean, regardless of what the esports people want to say, Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, or just call it Super Smash Brothers 4. I feel like Super Smash Brothers 4 was the most ambitious Smash Brothers that Nintendo has ever made. It has the most characters. It has the most stages. It has the most content, pretty much, of any.
And a lot of outside third-party support, like, type characters in this game that you did not think were coming.
Cloud, freaking Ryu.
Everybody told me Bayonetta wasn't coming. I told y'all Bayonetta was coming. You don't listen to me.
Bayonetta, that's another one who's there. Who else is
she
in
ain't
the
coming.
game?
She coming. She here.
Like, there's a lot of, like, there's just so much going on with Super Smash Bros. 4, plus all the DLC content, which is a ton of it. So it's like, what could they even do?
That game has a lot in it. Like, music, stages, characters, like, I mean, how can they top that? How can they deluxe it if they're bringing it over to Switch? Or how could they top that if they were going to do another one from the ground up, is all I got to say. It's like, you're going to have the current roster and then extra characters, like, who?
How in the world can you make Smash Brothers better? I guess you could probably fix the controls for the people who actually want to play competitively. But for, like, the casual, I mean, we gonna play Smash regardless, you know? Like, what can you possibly do to Smash Brothers to kind of make it better? Like, what could you possibly do? I don't know.
I don't know, but hey,
I
they'll
feel
figure that
like
out. We're gonna get a Splatoon stage, and I'm pretty sure the Splatoon. We're gonna get one of the little Splatoon characters, and maybe Arms characters. I don't know, because why
Arms
not?
characters? Why not? Put Springman and
probably
Smash
get
Brothers.
Springman.
Yeah,
We'll probably get Springman and Ribbon Girl, maybe.
yeah.
Who
Springman
knows?
and Ribbon Girl will be a good addition to Smash. But let's go ahead and move on to Platinum Games. So apparently, Platinum Games is making something for the Switch. We don't know what it is yet, so let's check it out. So it says Platinum Games are developing something interesting for Nintendo Switch. Atsushi Inaba, who is Platinum Games' head producer, has revealed to Famitsu that the esteemed company are developing a new game for the Nintendo Switch. Inaba wouldn't give much away, but simply said that the project is currently in development for Nintendo's latest platform and it is interesting. Here's what he had to say. How's the compatibility with Platinum Games? And he goes, quote, unquote, I think it's good. We've also already declared that we're going to participate. During the announcement event for Nintendo Switch, there's the Platinum Games logo showing up secretly. Then the reporter said, is something happening? And then Inaba says, we're creating it, you know. I think it's going to be interesting. So we know that Platinum Games is making a new Nintendo Switch game. I'm going to give the floor to Coupon first. We're going to do this roundtable style. What do you think they're working on? What do you want them to be working on?
Well, I definitely want Bayonetta 3, and I'm pretty sure that's already coming, irregardless. But I think it's something else. It's probably, because I'm pretty sure they were working on Bayonetta 3 while they were working on 2, and they're just continuing on from there.
Yeah.
But as far as what I want to see, I don't even have a freaking clue. Oh, it would be nice if they just if we could get Scalebound from them, but obviously that ain't a thing. But it would be, I don't know, like maybe Vanquish 2 or something.
Yes.
I have no freaking clue what possibly we could get, and I'm pretty sure. I honestly want to see them make something new. Like I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Bayonetta irregardless, and I hope what they're working on right now, because it sounds like they're just starting it. So if they're just starting to work on it, we obviously aren't gonna see what they're working on right now this year. Maybe not next year, who knows? But whatever it is, I hope it's from the ground up. I hope it's new and fresh, and I hope it's something that only Platinum can do. Because Platinum is like. I'm sorry, they're coming up. They're doing better now. People been ignoring their games over the course of, whatever, but their games have always been good. It's just, it's been niche, and now they're starting to shine, and their games are starting to get more pronounced, and people are starting to see that they about their business. So I am excited. I can't think of what I would want to see from them, but I'm kind of excited to see what they bring to the table. So.
Right. What about you, Alex? What do you think they're working on? What do you want to see?
It's most likely a new IP that takes advantage of the Joy-Cons. Because he said it's something interesting. Bayonetta 3 is not interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Because we've already seen it.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen Bayonetta 1 and 2, so that's not interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting to me, it sounds like something new.
Right.
Like Wonderful 101 was to the Wii U.
Right.
I would prefer it to be Bayonetta 3 because like Bayonetta 2 is one of my favorite games of this generation.
Yeah.
And I'm playing this Transformers game right now. This is also made by Platinum. This game is fucking awesome. So if they had a sequel to this, I'd be happy. But this one didn't even make it to the Wii U, so that doesn't seem likely. Vanquish 2 would be awesome. But I have to believe it's like a new IP that's going to take advantage of the Switch hardware.
Yeah.
That they want to try something kooky first before they make their normal games.
Right. See, as far as me, like, I don't know, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Platinum. I'll be honest with you. Because I know that Platinum has, the different teams, and some of them are good and some of them are bad, but the ones that are bad are, like, bad. It's like, how do you even work at Platinum? You feel me?
Please don't let this be Team D and
C. Those are the interns. That's the.
But my thing is, they need to just if they don't have a team that's gonna make a sustainable franchise or sustainable game, they need to just cut the fat. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you because I've played those people. Yes, like I've played amazing games from Platinum, like Vanquish and Bayonetta, and then I've also played Anarchy Reigns, which I did buy day one because I heard that Platinum Games was a Steam developer. Lo and behold, their C team made that game, so it was whatever. So that's the thing that I'm scared of. Like, which Which division of Platinum Games is making this interesting game for Nintendo Switch?
Nintendo
it better be their
has
A
gotten
or B team.
both teams before, because with Bayonetta they had the A team, and then with Star Fox we had the D team.
Yep.
Because the A team at that time was working on Scalebound, which eventually got canceled, but like that team was busy, so we got the leftover team to help.
Oh, what if they're working on another Mad World?
Yeah, somebody just said that. What about Mad World 2?
Like, yeah, because Mad World's been off the shelf since Wii.
Yeah, I would like
or
that.
Or Wonderful 101 too, or Wonderful 102 or something.
Nintendo owns that IP,
yeah.
So like that makes sense. They can make the next one.
I would be okay with that.
I feel like it's something new. I don't know why. I just feel that way.
I feel like it's gonna be a new IP, and I really, truly
I think
hope
it
it's
is.
a new IP.
I think so too.
Like, as dope as a Mad World 2 would be, as dope as a Wonderful 102 would be, or a Bayonetta 3, I want to see them make, like, in a perfect world, if Platinum Games were to make something new for the Switch, I would want it to be something, not really open world, but maybe something a sandbox type of game with the style of combat that Platinum Games is known for.
Can you imagine if Platinum made a Kid Icarus game? How fucking
my god, that would be
great.
That would be amazing.
That would be so great.
Then we don't have to listen to Sakurai cry.
Yes.
Right? He can shut the hell up and stop putting that gun to his head that nobody else is putting to his head.
My God. Now I'm
nobody
for Kid Icarus now.
Because they would make a crazy. They always make good action
fight,
games.
and I mean their action games stuff, but like with Kid Icarus and the style it's perfect for them. I would love to see it.
A Kid Icarus,
or a game where like Luigi wants to start a street gang. And
oh my God! Stop!
And you just go no.
I still think that freaking Wario and Waluigi need to make like a heist game. Like I'm still here.
That would be cool.
That would be tight. I would like that.
And the whole game
like
is Wario's into the Mushroom Kingdom.
Like the Wario's heist or some shit.
Yes, I would love that. Like, can we make it happen?
Fun.
Can we make it happen?
That'd be awesome. Because I'm tired of them
working with Sakurai. What is she talking about?
Okay, so now
I don't know. They're saying in the chat that somebody's working with Sakurai. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know.
See, now I'm here for Kid Icarus. I never thought about that before, and now Alex put that bug in my ear, and now all I want is a Kid Icarus made by Platinum Games.
Yeah, Platinum Games, get on Kid Icarus right now. But
oh my God, Alex, why you do this?
I'm the idea man.
The idea man. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Husbando Warriors.
Oh my God.
Husbando Warriors.
I don't care. Y'all got waifu warriors. Let's get Husbando Warriors.
Let me get my hubby warriors, man.
Hubby
Make it sound good.
Let's do this. Okay, so
the hubby warriors.
This is official information, you guys, from Famitsu. So Fire Emblem Warriors has some new information now, and then we also got some new screenshots, which actually looks amazing. If you guys remember the Super Smash Brothers reveal for, it was Captain Falcon, and he was in the Fire Emblem world. So they're going to be using that Fire Emblem style for this game, which is amazing. I love the Fire Emblem 3D style. It's freaking awesome. I love it. So they're going to be using that art style for the game. And this is some confirmed information. We have two new characters that are going to be in the game. They're going to be two new original characters. Let me see if I can find those for you. Shout outs to B Money 101 for the sub. I appreciate it, fam. So here's what we have here. So we know that Martha's going to be in the game, of course. Martha's like the face of Fire Emblem for the most part.
Oh my God.
I love Martha, even though he looks prettier than me, but it's cool.
It's fun. He's cool. It's all
like
good.
Martha. You know, he's regal. He's a royalty and all that. So we got this new character. I don't know his name yet because I haven't seen the information, but he's blonde. It looks like he maybe has a sister, or maybe it's an alternate version of himself. Kind of like how with Fire Emblem Heroes, there's like a brother-sister.
Yeah, it's the brother-sister. They're twins.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the new characters.
I don't care about them. I want Ike.
I know.
Right? I just want to know what's going on with Ike. Like, this game ain't popping off until I see what Ike look like. Because if he's looking scrawny and crazy, no.
Just please give us, like...
Please and thank you.
Thick Ike, the one with some meat on his bones. And then Crom, of course, Baby Daddy Crom is going to be in this game. And he doesn't look like a weenie like he does in Fire Emblem Heroes.
Daddy Crom.
Crom is the baby daddy. He's like my baby daddy, like after Ike. It was Ike and then it was Crom. So those are both bays. So... here is some Fire Emblem Warriors information. We got some information about who is being who's voiced by who. So I guess the new characters are Cheyenne and Leon, and they're voiced by these individuals. I'm not really sure. I guess they're voice actors that are popular in Japan, since they noted who they are. The Fire Emblem series mainstay weapon triangle and class systems exist in Fire Emblem Heroes. So you know how in Fire Emblem you've got axe, then your range, then you have the I guess like the sword. So it's like the triangle that you typically see, the dynamic of how what's stronger than what, the rock paper scissors dynamic is going to be in Fire Emblem Warriors, which I think is pretty dope. Add a little bit more strategy to the game, hopefully. It's efficient to attack as an archer with a Pegasus Knight, for example. Intelligent Systems is supervising on things such as character settings, so Intelligent Systems is going to be heavily involved. So that really makes me excited. There would be a huge fully voiced script, which is also exciting. I think that as far as Nintendo IPs is concerned, Fire Emblem is obviously one of the most plot story heavy franchises that Nintendo has, outside of Star Fox back in the day and Metroid. So I like the fact that they're going to actually try to have a story intact in this game. I know they tried it with Hyrule Warriors. It was kind of whatever. So hopefully the story in Fire Emblem Warriors...
I like the story in Hyrule Warriors.
You liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I thought it was dinky, but it's cool. I just hope that... Because, you know, like, Fire Emblem usually has like a... Like, the story usually has high stakes. So I hope that in Fire Emblem Warriors, they kind of have that same kind of like... Fire Emblem is like not like super serious. Like there's some jokes and stuff in the game, but for the most part, like there's always these really high stakes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the overtone of Fire Emblem is always kind of like, okay, we got some stuff to do. We got to work hard. Like this is a serious situation. Hopefully that translates well in Fire Emblem Warriors. Even though it's a spin-off game, I hope that it still kind of has that that dynamic in it. So the characters that appear are generally going to be from Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, Blade of Light, and Fire Emblem Awakening, as well as Fire Emblem Fates. Hopefully, like there's going to be other characters from the other Fire Emblem games for like DLC or something like that. This won't be a gathering of protagonists from across the series. There's a lot of information here. I'm going to try to pick out the most important ones.
And this was from Koei Tecmo, right?
From Famitsu. Oh, who's making it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's from Famitsu.
No, I mean like who gave them the information?
Famitsu.
I'm gonna assume.
Who gave Famitsu the information?
I'm gonna assume it's the developers because Famitsu doesn't usually post something that's just like rumors. And if it is a rumor, they'll say it's a rumor. But normally, like they have like interviews and they talk to like in-house people about the information that they decide to cover. I've never heard any fake information come out of Famitsu. So the development is currently 70% complete, so there's a very good chance we'll probably be seeing this game around fall time, which is, I think, pretty much what we already kind of assumed anyway.
Yeah.
The reason why all the protagonists from the Fire Emblem games are not being included is because if they did that, everyone would be using a sword. That's actually a pretty good point. Oh my god. So yeah, there's a lot of really interesting information here. Apparently there's going to be all types of characters in here, from archers to magic users to people who use swords, axes. All of that stuff is going to be in the game. So really interesting, man. And there's something here that says bond conversations are being prepared to support conversation. So like in the Fire Emblem games, if you're talking to people, that increases the bond between you and that person, and maybe you guys work better as a team together. There's also a huge amount of text, including serious conversations and goofy conversations, like we're used to seeing in Fire Emblem. So really excited for Fire Emblem.
I hope it doesn't have any of that.
Can we pet our hubbies?
I don't want that. I don't want that. Can we skip that?
I don't either. I'm just saying. Is that petting stuff in there? Can we marry each other?
As much as I like Ike, I will not be petting him if there's a petting option.
Yeah, you would. You just won't.
Yeah, she would. She lying there. She damn lying. She damn lying. I don't need that.
That stuff that's a little too extra for me. I don't need all that.
Lying right to your
face. People. She's lying straight to my face. I can't believe it. I thought we were better than this.
That is so funny. So does anybody want to say anything about that before we move on to our last news article and then move on to our open discussion?
Yes, please make sure the frame rate is not awful like
Yes! Oh my god.
Thank you.
Because that killed the game.
That shit, it was horrible. Like, I love the game dev, but my god, that frame rate, you had to trudge through it so hard. Like, oh my god.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and move on to our last. It's more of a newsy thing. There's a new Square Enix IP. It's actually a new IP in general, coming from what's the name of this company that run by Square Enix? Tokyo RPG Factory. Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, they announced a new IP. These are actually the same people that made I Am Setsuna. They announced this new IP named Lost Sphere, coming to the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, and Steam. So this game, it looks like it's gonna be like a Chrono Trigger-esque style of RPG, very similar to the way that I Am Setsuna plays. And this is what they have to say. This is going to be an official press release from Square Enix. Tokyo RPG Factory announced its second artisan title, Lost Sphere. Restores the world memories early 2018. Tokyo RPG Factory, the Square Enix studio dedicated to creating games that blend Japanese role-playing games with the latest technology for a new generation of gamers, blah, 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 blah. It's coming to Steam and console, Nintendo Switch and PS4 in early 2018, and is going to retail at $50. The adventure Lost Sphere begins in a remote town where a young boy, Kanata, awakens from a devastating dream to find his hometown disappearing. To stop the world from being lost forever, Kanata and his comrades set out to rebuild the world around them with the power of memory by manifesting thoughts into matter. That actually sounds really
cool.
Interesting.
That sounds like making dreams come to life.
That sounds really, really cool. Very, very cool. So this is a new IP, guys. And one of the, like, I know it's like, it's kind of indie because like it's a small company, but then at the same time it's like Square Enix, and it kind of goes into what I've been trying to tell people. Like, when it comes down to third party for the Nintendo Switch, you're gonna see Japan come through.
Japan is they're doing it.
Japan is gonna come through, and they've shown that they're coming through. Like, we've got Disgaea 5, we've got Monster Hunter coming. We got these RPGs by Square Enix coming.
We already have more RPGs on the Switch than in like a couple months than the Wii U had in 5 years.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. So if that doesn't show you that Japanese are on board with this thing, I don't know what to tell you.
That's crazy. So
now, Western developers, that's a different story, but like Japanese support is already there.
The Japanese support, shout outs to the homie Darkstar, because he actually made a video about this a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. And we've been saying it too. It's like, as far as the support for the Nintendo Switch, you're not gonna see Western support like year one. Like, I feel like the Nintendo Switch is gonna have to prove itself before we delve into, straight up Western support.
You're still gonna see Call of Duty at E3. Yeah. Like that's happening. So.
Right.
But like the other games, not likely.
Yeah, like those games aren't going to come on board until probably next year, depending on how well it does this year and all that good stuff. So, but there was like news recently that Nintendo's bringing more starting to do more production for the Switch, which they need for the holidays.
Yeah, they're ramping up production to 18 million units.
Yeah,
they're actually in a bidding war with Apple over some part that they share. I think they use it in either the iPhone or the iPad. I think it's a memory. Yeah. They use the same kind of memory, so like they're having a bidding war with Apple and some other companies. So that's potentially what's also making the Switch take a while to come out. They're fighting to get parts,
which is crazy. Like, okay, now
they got to start using that money now. Shoot, they got to stop being stingy. You got to use that money.
So funny.
What?
Just this whole bidding. Like, Nintendo has already been having an issue with freaking trying to get like they're trying to get more products on the market because they're having an issue with keeping their freaking consoles in stock. Now they have to compete with other companies for parts so they can get these things in stock. It's just like, can Nintendo?
That's the downside of buying off the shelf parts.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
that's the downside because other people use those parts too, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like at least Nintendo is actually using parts that like are kind of like modern. They're not like using like these weird freaking pieces of tech just to make a console for the sake of doing. They're not
using that back shelf shit. The stuff that people don't want in the back shelf that's dusty, getting cobwebs on it.
Items.
They're not using clearance items and stuff no more.
It's just so crazy to me. Like I think that's hilarious. Actually,
I'm sure these people are like, "Wait, Nintendo's bidding for these parts? What's going on?" They're probably wondering like, "What's going on? Like, didn't Nintendo shop for the stuff in the back?"
Right. So I just want to address something real quick since we've reached the end of like our planned topics for tonight. So tonight we're not gonna have like a discussion because we were gonna save our E3 predictions for next week because it's gonna be closer to E3 then. So we're gonna give you guys an opportunity to give us questions so that we can kind of have an open discussion. I guess it wouldn't really be too different from our usual questions thing, but since we have a little bit more, time, we can kind of go a little bit more in depth with some of the questions that you guys are having for us. So is there anything going on in the world of Nintendo that you guys want us to talk about so we can have an open discussion about it? I see a couple of questions.
Talking about Xbox in here.
That's why I laughed.
I see a couple of questions in here already.
I just turn my head and the first thing I see is Xbox One is trash.
Oh my goodness. People, this is one thing you need to understand about Team Red Talks Nintendo, okay? Like, we have opinions about other gaming things outside of Nintendo, but considering that this is a Nintendo podcast, we're not going to be discussing anything other than Nintendo in this podcast. Like,
yeah, so
I want you guys
talk
to
about
understand.
is the official sizes for the E3 showrooms got announced today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And a little company that rhymes with Sexbox. They have a size that's half the size of Nintendo and Sony.
Oh wow! Let's not do that on this podcast. This is not.
But yeah, Nintendo actually has a really big area. I was surprised. Yeah. The only one bigger is Sony. Yeah. But like Nintendo's area is huge, so they're gonna have a lot of stuff to show.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have a lot of stuff to play
right
on the showroom floor, so that's cool.
Yeah, they had something like, I think Sony had something like 42,000 square feet.
40,000 or something.
Nintendo has something like 38,000 square feet.
Very
I think
close.
Xbox has something like 17,000 square feet or something like that.
Yeah, so it's just enough room to show the Scorpio and like 5 guys to clap.
Stop! Alex, stop!
I'm just saying. God. They got enough room for Scorpio and some paid clappers.
This is not a bash other consoles podcast.
This is a
Nintendo
No, hold on.
I'm dealing facts, that's all.
Just remember, send all your hate to Alex.
Send all your hate mail to Alex.
Because the rest of us ain't about that life. We don't give a shit.
I don't care. I just want y'all to know that this is not one of those podcasts that's supposed to be about something, but we actually talk about other stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about Nintendo. I'm just saying, like, Nintendo's a really big show.
Alex.
Alex
it's bigger than I think it's bigger than last year, right?
I think so. It seemed like it. Wait, is it?
Their floor area is larger than last year, right?
Well, they only had this Zelda last year.
Yeah, but they made that crazy Zelda display.
They did.
Yeah, because you remember, like, they had all that space, and we were like, oh, they're gonna show a lot, but they actually ended up just showing Zelda.
It's just like a Zelda theme park.
But I mean, it was essentially that Zelda theme park. That's pretty cool, though.
This one is gonna be a Mario theme park.
Probably.
It is, because Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey is obviously the front and center.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be cool. Like the Zelda one was really cool.
That Zelda display was dope. Like I saw like the videos and stuff of how they had it set up. Like it actually looked like you were inside of the world of Breath of the Wild.
I wish I was there.
So dope, yo.
That would have been nice to go to. And then people got special coins and stuff.
Now it's open to the public.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the time after the freaking Zelda fucking event.
Yeah.
You bitches.
Well, I like Mario, so
but it's cool.
I wouldn't mind being there for Mario.
It's cool.
So I got some questions here. We can go ahead and address those if you guys
would
like
have to read the questions on my Saku, but I'm too busy fighting.
Nobody's talking about
Are they still talking about fucking Xbox? Give questions, you fools.
Alright, yeah, they're so obsessed with Xbox. Like, dude, this is not the cast for that. Do that for real games.
You want an Xbox? We'll talk about shitty ass Xbox on Thursday.
They're doing it to troll Alex. It's whatever. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Ask your question.
So I have a question from Darkstar. Shout out to Darkstar. That's the homie.
What's up, Darkstar?
That is the homie Darkstar.
I know you getting that. I know you getting that Monster Hunter. You gonna roll with us, right? That's 4 deep right here. That's 4D.
Oh yeah, he said we should squad up. That's what Darkstar said.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's cool. We
Are
can
you
do
sure
that.
we shouldn't play it on the real console though? Keep it real.
Oh,
Right?
keep it real.
Stop.
Keep it real.
Keep
That's
it
the question.
real.
That's the
Keep it real.
question.
I'm sorry. This is funny. It's so funny. Okay.
Inside jokes.
Okay, so I have a question from the homie Darkstar. Shout out to Darkstar. Go check out his channel. Got a really dope channel.
Check out his channel. He has a cool speaking voice.
He has the best voice, dude. Like the best voice. There's a lot of questions here. This is actually kind of overwhelming. So anyway, Darkstar's question. When do you think Western third-party devs will finally decide to support the Switch more? From Darkstar.
When the Switch outsells the Xbox, and then that becomes the second platform.
I think that year 2 and year 3 is when they're gonna come through.
Yeah, I think so too. We're not going to see too much from them this year,
Year 2
obviously.
would be the earliest.
But year 2 is the earliest, and I think year 3 at the latest.
Because you guys gotta remember, like a lot of these games, they're in development for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and they're very.
And they're not just gonna out of the blue start making a Switch game.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna
Or
do
stop
it for
production
the
to
next
make
bunch
one
of
for them.
games. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Even Assassin's Creed apparently is not coming to the Switch. So like, they're not gonna stop production of Assassin's Creed just to put the Switch version out. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that costs money, time,
That's just
energy,
what
all
it
that good
is. Like,
stuff.
that's the issue Nintendo has, making a new console in the middle of a generation.
Yeah.
So that's whatever. But like, you're gonna get stuff eventually, especially as the install base grows.
Yeah.
Because like even now you're seeing success with games that wouldn't have succeeded on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man, or not Pac-Man, Bomberman sold well. I Am Setsuna sold well.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like smaller games that are selling well, and it's good. Different audience. A lot of the Wii U audience wouldn't have bought these games.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think that the Switch is gonna be like. I think a lot of people are asleep. I think the Switch is gonna be really something people will actually feel compelled to play third-party games on. Whereas in the past, like nobody would really want to play Nintendo games because they would always be the inferior version.
The worst version.
And don't get me wrong, the Nintendo Switch is not really pushing the mold as far as graphics are concerned, but it has more of a
It has the
appeal.
on-the-go and local co-op going for it, which I'll take over graphics.
It has more of an appeal that people will want to go ahead and
like it's my dedicated indie box now. Like normally I would buy the indie games on my PC, but like you could take this with you and do local co-op on the go. That's perfect for indie games.
Right.
Yep.
So I got another question, and these are actually really good questions. 2-part questions from Mr. Muhammad Alavi. And he says, they're actually good questions. They're actually, they're actually cool questions, guys.
Cool question, guys.
Oh my god.
Do you think the Switch can compete with the Scorpio?
Stop it.
First question? That's what he would ask on my side.
He said, how did you all get introduced to Nintendo, and what major third-party releases will determine if the Switch is viable for long-term third-party support? So
that's a cool question, guy.
Round table style. Alex, you first.
So when I was born, fun fact, one of the nurses was actually playing a Game Boy, and I saw the Game Boy and I took it out of her hands, and then I've been playing ever since. That's a real story.
I'm so done with you. I'm so done with you.
That's what happened.
My first Nintendo console was the original Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So I was introduced to Nintendo with the NES, but I didn't fall in love with Nintendo until the SNES. That's really where they shined for me, because when I was playing the NES, I was way too little for it to kind of register. Like,
I think everybody was.
Yeah.
Like, most of us were at that time. I was like, what the hell?
For me, it was Super Nintendo. I played the NES because my neighbor had one, but like I was too young to really understand what's going on.
All I know is I died at that first Goomba. That's all I know.
Everybody did.
That first Goomba killed a lot of people.
That boy, his body count.
That Goomba has more confirmed gamer kills than any other character in any other game.
Ever.
First Goomba has a mad body count.
He has a mad body count. That dude took everybody out.
That Goomba is the #1 serial killer in the world.
I think that's actually hilarious when you think about it.
He's the MVP of video games everywhere.
So in the
Isn't
second
that insane?
part,
like a generic Goomba has more kills than any other gaming character of all time.
That is kind of funny.
That's so funny.
So the second question to Mr. Alavi, What major third-party release will determine if the Switch is viable for long-time third-party support?
Oh,
Start with
that's
Coupon.
easy. Titanfall 2.
Oh, but that's never coming.
That's the game. If we don't have Titanfall 2, we might as well be an Xbox.
Coupon, you
Like,
go
goddamn.
first. Alex, shut up. Go Coupon. What's the major
Okay, what was
third-party
the question again, though?
What major third-party release will determine if the Switch is viable for long-term third-party
I mean,
support?
mostly Call of Duty. I mean, like, if you don't get Call of Duty, most of
The
these
day you
people
lose
are.
Call of Duty on your platform is the day your platform dies.
And that's
Like,
exactly
it's
what happened to the
this-
Wii U.
It's
Yeah,
exactly what happened.
it's
That's
Call
what
of
I'm
Duty.
saying.
So, I mean, a lot of people scream and holler, "Oh, COD is overrated," but it's Call of Duty. Come on, everybody plays
You
COD.
need Call of
Like,
Duty.
if you don't get COD, if you don't get Assassin's Creed, if you don't get Grand Theft Auto,
the year-to-year freaking games, those
and
those
the sports
third-party games that
too.
come, the third-party games that come every fucking year. If you don't get those, it's obviously those are the games
Those are the games that are in the top 10 consistently.
Yeah.
So the
Gotta
yearly franchise games.
If you don't get stuff like fucking like Borderlands or whatever, like nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. It's not everybody's trying to play that game.
Yeah, but like stuff like Overwatch, that's a huge game.
Yeah.
Stuff like Grand Theft Auto and especially Call of Duty, even like to Battlefield. It's not as popular as Call of Duty, but it's a huge franchise.
But to an extent, it's still one that's up there. So
Yeah, even with like freaking like the sports games, are
like
really
EA games. Oh hell yeah!
EA has a ton of games that the Switch could benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Nintendo would actually partner with EA and make like Mario sports games.
That would actually be dope.
That'd be nice. Yeah,
like
EA
the Mario sports games, we haven't seen a Mario sports game in a minute.
Like real Mario sports
Like
game, not that tennis bull crap.
Like the tennis one on the Wii was very bare bones.
That was not good.
Like it's weird because like the 3DS got a sports game after that.
Yeah, and it was actually really good. Apparently, it was a really good game.
The tennis mini game was better than the Wii U's full tennis game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that. That was really annoying.
Yeah.
But
Maybe we can get another Mario Strikers or something.
Yeah, or Mario's what was that basketball game called? Mario Hoops or something?
Mario
The Hoops, yeah.
It was Hoops. That was cool.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
So I have another question from Keith Norris.
But is it a cool question?
Is it a cool? It's the coolest question.
Oh,
Could
damn.
Nintendo follow suit with something similar to Xbox Game Pass? I'm gonna pass it over to Alex first.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus!
Obviously, Game Pass is cool. That's like one of the best things Xbox did this generation, to be honest. Like, $10 a month, you can play, they have 100 games you can stream. You can even download the games if you don't want to stream them. That's fucking awesome.
That's the best part.
That's definitely something.
But like the selection is kind of trash right now, but like they switch the games every month apparently, so like that's really cool. And that could definitely be a replacement for the virtual console.
That's what I think too. And we even talked about this last week with Sega.
Yeah, we talked about this last week with that Sega thing. What was it called?
Sega Forever.
Sega Forever, but like Sega's already dead, so but whatever. But like they could do something similar. Call it Nintendo. I hope they don't call it Nintendo Forever.
Just keep it Virtual Console. Like that's the perfect name.
Console, there, perfect name. Nintendo Virtual Console, done.
But yeah, like that would be cool, and then you can just stream them because like I'm so tired of buying these games.
Like nobody wants to keep buying the same shit over and over. After a while, you're just like, okay, look, fuck you, I'm done.
Right, exactly. That's how I feel too.
Like I love the games to death, and that's why I get them. But not for the Switch. I'm not doing this again. This is the last fucking time.
Yeah.
So give me a damn virtual console where I could pay my way and have the game and call it a day. I'm not paying for it again. I wanted to follow me to the next whatever iteration you got.
Like it's just a really good idea, and Sony does the same thing too with PS Now, but like it's not done as well as Microsoft does it. Because Sony's is $20 a month, and you cannot download the games; you're only streaming them. So it's an inferior service to what Microsoft's doing.
Yeah.
But like Nintendo would be smart to do something like this because
they have
obviously these kind of services make money. Because like look at Netflix, and if Microsoft wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't making money, Sony wouldn't be doing this if it was going to be a failure. Like this is the way they're going to make money going forward with streaming services because it's constant money. Every month you're paying it, right? Like so from their end it's awesome.
Right.
From our end you get a huge selection of games. You don't have to spend like $10 on each one.
Right. And like Nintendo Like, we've talked about this several times on this podcast. Nintendo has the backlog out of anybody.
Right.
For
They
this
have
to be
a
very
way better
successful.
backlog than anybody else.
They have, like, one of the best backlogs in gaming. So if they were to make, like, a Netflix type or Xbox Game Pass type of service, it would be highly successful. They would make so much money.
Yeah.
Like, so much money.
You wouldn't need, like, if they did it right, you
Yeah.
really wouldn't need any of your former Nintendo consoles.
Right.
And you would have your entire Nintendo history on a portable device, which would be incredible. I think that'd be like the coolest shit ever if they did
like
that.
Being able to play like all of those games on a portable, like, and then hook them up to your TV, like, oh my god.
Like, you could be like just on the bus and you'd be like, man, I remember the days when Star Fox wasn't trash. And then you just pull out Star Fox 64. And it'll be amazing.
Yay, amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I really hope that's what they're doing.
I hope that's the reason why they're so quiet on the virtual console.
Yeah, I know.
Like, hopefully they're
But
actually
it could also
revamping
be
the virtual
because of the
console.
NES Mini. It could also be because there's a Super Nintendo Mini coming.
I don't think that's it.
I need them to stop with these minis.
I don't think that's it. I think they're actually thinking about ways to make the virtual console better. Because they've seen with, like, okay, the NES Mini left a lot of, like, a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But one thing that was really good about the virtual console, or the way that they emulated the games on the NES Mini, is that was, like, some of the best emulation Nintendo has ever done. So if they could take what they learned with the NES Mini and find a way, because you know, like how with the virtual console, the reason why it took so long to get virtual console games was because the team was so small, they didn't really have a whole lot of resources, and it was kind of hard to kind of code for those old games to bring them over to a new system. So I'm hoping that whatever that they're doing is that they're finding ways to make emulation better, more effective, more efficient, to bring it over to the Nintendo Switch so that we can get a constant stream of games.
Go hire some of these emulator people online.
Exactly. There's so many like people who just do this stuff for fun.
So many people, they just doing it for fun. Go hire them and get these emulators. They do a great job at emulating these games. They do it for the hell of it. So if you pay them, I'm pretty fucking sure they're going to do a great job for you. Just go get them.
And I'm hoping that they're doing something similar where they get more people on board to get, because I think that when the Wii, when they first introduced the Virtual Console on the Wii, I don't think that Nintendo really expected it to be as well received and well beloved as it became. So when it came down to the Wii U,
the Wii's Virtual Console was awesome.
Amazing. And then when it came down to the Wii U, they weren't really meeting that demand. I don't think that they really realized, like, people really absolutely adore the Virtual Console. And, like, there's no level of satiation that can come from Virtual Console because people always want more. So if they're trying to find a way to revamp the Virtual Console, get more emulated games out there, hopefully making it in the form of a Xbox Game Pass type of service where you can download the games as well as rent them for a short amount of time, like, they're winning. Period. It's a win.
Yeah.
So, but we can move on to another question. I think we pretty much exhausted that topic. So, a good question from Dave J.
Yeah, Dave.
What is, in your opinion, an overrated Nintendo franchise? He says his personal ones would be Star Fox and Animal Crossing as far as overrated franchise.
Overrated?
Nintendo. Yeah.
That Animal Crossing ain't overrated. It's underrated. Don't nobody really. I don't see that. I mean, it's
obviously the most overrated franchise they have is Metroid.
Obviously.
Definitely not. I think Metroid is an underrated franchise.
I'm not triggered.
I think it's underrated.
You gotta look at it from the way I'm thinking.
He is triggered, y'all. He is triggered.
I'm not triggered. Nobody talks about Metroid, I feel like, as much as they should talk about Metroid.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think people talk about it so much, but when the games come out, nobody turns out to buy them.
Yep.
I don't think that makes it overrated. I think it would.
Overrated.
I think the thing with Metroid is the reason why it seems like a lot more people love it than not is because the few people that actually do like it are very vocal about it. But it actually doesn't have as big of a franchise as as big of a fan base as other Nintendo properties, because Metroid has always been one of those kind of games where it's kind of been like a very popular game, but at the same time have a very like cult following, sort of like Earthbound, for example.
You know what's
like
really overrated? Donkey Kong is overrated.
How
That's
dare
what's
you.
overrated.
Really? You think
Yes,
Donkey Kong is
I
overrated?
think Donkey Kong is overrated. Yes.
Wow.
Donkey Kong games are consistently good.
I think
They're
that there
consistently
are
overrated.
I think there are some franchise, like some installments in the Donkey Kong franchise that are over. Like I think Tropical Freeze is overrated. I'm sorry. Like
That's the best
it's a
one.
good game, but I didn't feel nearly as much love for it as a lot of other people did. Sorry. I traded it in to put towards my Switch. And some people were mad. But hey, it is what it is. I feel like Tropical Freeze is overrated.
Like, there's no
I'm
reason to
sorry.
have a Wii U, so like.
I mean, I don't see why anybody would be mad. You need to get rid of that thing as soon as possible anyway. I don't know why I held on to it as long as I did. I'm just looking at it, collecting dust. I'm like, you know what? We have another one in the house. If I really need to play a Wii U, I'll use the other one. This gotta go.
But as far as overrated Nintendo franchises are concerned, I think that one of the more overrated franchises, in my opinion, I think it would have to be freaking. I think it's Mario.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, it's Mario. Like, don't get me wrong.
Every single Mario game
Mario.
is consistently in the 90s.
I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Mario for what he does for gaming. I like the games that he appeared. Like I've never played a bad Mario game, but Home Dude is kind of overrated. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How? Explain yourself. He never has bad games.
He
doesn't have bad games unless he's helping some shitty other franchise like Sonic.
I don't know.
Or he's trying to like elevate some other trash company. That's the only time the games are bad.
I don't know. Like, but saying somebody or something is overrated doesn't mean you think they're bad. I don't think the Mario games are bad. I don't think there's never been a bad Mario, but him as a character is overrated. Like
Aren't you surprised? I'm the one that hates Mario, and I'm not even agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just laughing at this.
I think he's kind of overrated. I'm sorry. Like, I think that there's a lot of like platformers out there that sometimes are more fun.
Okay, now that's blasphemy.
Yeah, now you're just trying to get back at me for the Metroid shit.
No, I'm not trying to get back at you. Like, this is how I feel.
No,
I think
I'm the Mario hater in the group.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I think that's blasphemy.
Listen to what I'm saying. So, like, I like Mario. Like, probably my favorite Mario of all time is probably like
Sonic
Super
is
Mario
trash.
World.
Yeah.
When I played Super Mario Galaxy, or maybe it's because I didn't play Super Mario Galaxy when it launched. Like, I kind of played it like mad late. When I played Super Mario Galaxy, I didn't feel nearly as much enthusiasm. Like, I thought it was fun, but I wasn't filled with love or filled with like this overexcitedness that a lot of people felt when they played Super Mario Galaxy for the first time. That's your fault for not playing it when it came out. I shouldn't have to play a game when it comes at launch for me to feel exuberant
what I mean
about
is,
it.
by the time you played the game, there were so many other games that copied Galaxy that it wasn't new to you.
Like what?
Every other 3D platforming game takes elements from Mario. Is this not true?
I've never played a game like Mario Galaxy though. Like when I played Mario Galaxy, I hadn't played any other game like it.
We have to be real though. Every platformer takes their cue from Mario because Mario is the god of platformers. Point blank.
But that. I don't but I haven't played, like, I don't play platformers as much as like some people. So like I haven't when I played Mario Galaxy, Mario Galaxy, I hadn't really played any other.
It's just my thing is like when you think platformer, the first thing comes to your mind is Mario. It don't matter what you ever played before that. When you think platformer, you think Mario because it is, like I said, it's the god of platformers.
And Mario is a great, like, here's the thing that y'all are finding a disconnect. When I say that something is overrated, that doesn't mean that I'm saying it's bad.
I didn't say you're saying it's bad. I know you're not saying it's bad, but it's just blasphemy what you're saying anyway.
Leisha
I am the Mario hater. I think Mario himself is overrated, sure, not the games.
Leisure2 said, I think your mindset was overhyped and influenced by the love of other gamers. Galaxy was the GOAT. Maybe it's because people were so overjoyed by it. And then when I played it, I was kind of maybe thinking about how everybody else was excited about it. And when I didn't feel the same way, I was kind of mad. But I feel like even still, when somebody says something is great, if I think it's great, I think it's great.
Mario Galaxy did to platforming games what Breath of the Wild did to open world games.
I don't know
that
about
much
that.
of a shift. Like I don't understand. Like where are you even coming from?
I feel like Super Mario 64 did more for platformers than Mario Galaxy did for platformers. He's so upset.
Well, we agree to disagree. Moving on.
Okay. All right. So let me see.
I just never heard something so ignorant before.
It's not ignorant to have an opinion, but anyway. So this question here that I have. Chariot Man, stop! Oh my god. I didn't ignore your question. It was about E3, and I announced before we're not talking about E3 because we're saving it for next week. Anyway,
calm the hell down.
I'm just saying, like, we literally said we're not talking. We're not ignoring you on purpose. We're not taking E3 questions.
I am because I can't see the chat, but that's
anyway.
Just put it like this: we ain't talking about.
We'll talk about E3 next week.
Doing it next week.
Like nobody's ignoring you. Like I hate when people do that. Like first of all, you know how many people are in the chat talking to me right now at the same time as you. For me to single this one person out, like that's crazy. Anyway, so next question.
Well, just make it clear. Everyone, leave your E3 questions to next week.
Save your E3 questions from next. Like we said that at the beginning of the podcast. Anyway,
but he might not have come till now.
He was here.
So.
Because people don't listen, that bothers me. Anyway, do you think that Beyond Good and Evil 2 will have exclusive or multi-plat? This is from Phantom 1 Op.
It's probably gonna be multi-plat.
I think it's gonna be multi-plat.
Which I don't care either way.
Nintendo would be smart to secure it as an exclusive.
I don't think that. How do we even know that this is even gonna happen?
Like
the guy announced it. He confirmed it's coming.
Who did?
Marcel or whatever the fuck.
Did he really? That Ansel dude. He really? But did he confirm that it was coming?
He confirmed it without confirming because he said somebody asked him, "Are we going to see Beyond Good and Evil 2 at E3?" And he said, "We are working on it, but we're not ready to show anything yet."
So we're not going to see it at E3, is what he said.
We're not going to see it at E3, but it is real.
That's crazy. I actually thought that was just kind of like a little. Like rumor floating around.
So like he announced it without technically announcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that like this has been a rumor that's kind of been floating around for a long time now.
It's been floating for months.
Like I feel like if there's a rumor that's kind of been floating around for a long time, it's probably true.
It's usually true.
But whether or not it's coming to the Switch, that's kind of where I'm kind of like conflicted because it's like why would like Beyond Good and Evil is kind of one of those like.
Well, it started on Nintendo.
Did it?
Yeah, it started on GameCube.
I thought it was multi-plat.
Was it? I know it came to Xbox later.
Yeah.
I thought it was a GameCube game first.
I feel like Beyond Good and Evil is kind of one of those cult following type of games to where if Ubisoft wanted to bring that franchise back, it wouldn't be something that they would lock to any one person.
Yeah, because that's like I don't know. I don't like it could work as an exclusive too. Yeah. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't want it to be exclusive, but like for a game that old to come back, it makes more sense to be a multi-plat to reach a bigger audience.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be multi-plat. If it does come, it's gonna be if there's any dealings with the Switch, it's probably gonna be like timed exclusivity.
Or specific like Nintendo costumes or something.
Yeah, something like specific to Nintendo. But as far as exclusive, like all out exclusive, I think that's kind of far-fetched considering the nature of this game.
Especially when you consider how much games cost to make now.
Right.
Like it doesn't help these companies to make games exclusive unless they're getting funding from like Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony or whatever.
For example, like Bayonetta
just
3.
Look at Quantum Break. Like that game was exclusive and like it didn't sell too well, and those guys like they didn't make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like in the case of freaking Bayonetta 2, where they had no choice for it to be exclusive because nobody else wanted to.
That game wasn't even gonna get made because like nobody wanted to fit the bill until Nintendo showed up.
Yeah, true.
And Sega wasn't having it. Sega wasn't gonna make that a multi-plat because they didn't want to put their own money in because they're always broke.
Dang, that's Sega. True. But didn't Sega and Nintendo co-publish Bayonetta 2?
Sega didn't do shit.
Like
they just allowed Nintendo to use the game because they own the franchise.
My thing is, if Sega, why wouldn't Sega publish it? Like they've published the first one, why wouldn't they publish 2?
Because the first one didn't sell well.
Did it?
Like between 2 platforms,
2 million,
on Xbox 360
right?
and PS3, it only did like 2-something million. That's not very good.
I mean, I guess it depends on how much it costs to make the game.
But you know, all those fans of Bayonetta were crying all kinds of whatever.
That game wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for Nintendo.
All right, the franchise would be dead. It wouldn't exist without Nintendo. So you owe Nintendo. You do. Yeah. You literally do.
Get mad at Sega. Get mad at Sony. Get mad at Microsoft.
Get mad at those people.
Don't get mad at the guys who made the game.
Who brought it back. Yeah.
That's insane.
Phantom One out said that Sega just supervised "quote unquote" Bayonetta 2, aka did nothing.
Exactly. They didn't
That's
do
exactly
anything.
what they did. They did nothing. They just said, "Here,
to be honest, why would they do anything?
Like Nintendo got it.
Why would Sega get involved?
Nintendo.
Yeah, they were just like, here, Nintendo, you can go ahead and use it because Platinum Games wants to fucking make a game.
Yeah, Platinum's making it. Sega has nothing to do with these games. That's why I keep trying to tell Real. Like Real keeps thinking Sega makes these games. It's like, no, they do not.
They're publishing.
Platinum makes the game. Sega just owns the IP because Platinum doesn't have enough money to own these IPs when they make them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that's the only thing Sega does is sit back and cash.
They keep getting popular. Who knows? Maybe they'll be able to buy Bayonetta and get it back.
That would be nice. I don't know if Sega would.
It'd be nice, but I doubt. Yeah, not now.
So if there is a Bayonetta,
it's popular now. Yeah, it's back to popularity. But before that, maybe
Nintendo really did kind of catapult Bayonetta
back in
because the second she got put into Smash, she hit superstardom.
Yeah. They really did elevate her.
Any character that gets put into Smash literally gets.
They brought her to a level that Sega could never do.
Dang.
But it's truth. Like everybody kept telling me no Bayonetta in Smash, and I kept telling y'all Diva's gonna get with Diva once because I said so.
So for Bayonetta 3, y'all think that they're gonna secure that joint as well, or what?
It would be insane.
It would be retarded if they don't. If they let that go multi-plat, that's stupid. But I am assuming that's not going to be the case. I think
Platinum and Sega will give Nintendo first shot at making it exclusive.
Right.
And if Nintendo says no, then it'll be multi-plat.
Yeah.
But Nintendo at this point
would be stupid.
They'd be crazy to let it go multi-plat because she's in Smash. People love Bayonetta now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the game was successful on the Wii U for if you consider the install base.
Yeah.
Right.
They said they made money on it, so I don't see any reason why they wouldn't get Bayonetta 3.
Right. Yeah. True. That's very true. So that's all of the questions that I have on my end. Alex, you got any before
there's we nothing over it. There's nothing over it.
I don't know. They're just talking about Xbox.
They're just talking random stuff.
Oh my god, can people on Alex's chat actually talk about the topics of the night? Goodness.
Nah, they be having inside discussions.
I mean, that's cool and everything, but
that's how we do things over here.
It's cool. I mean, it's funny because I just be laughing and stuff. But they're talking about Trump now. Oh wait, no, Thumper. Never mind, Thumper. I thought you said Trump. I was like, wait, what?
Oh, that rhythm game.
That game. That game was. I did stream it. That thing whooped my ass the other day. My God, Rage Quit City. I rage quit my whole fucking stream. Not the game, the stream. It was so. But I'm gonna play it again. I plan on. It was whooping my ass. Yeah. It's really fun though. It's fun. It just was whooping my ass. I wasn't ready. That's all that was. But I do plan on playing it again, and I do plan on streaming it. I've been practicing a little bit, and I get to understand the controls a little bit better and what's going on. But yeah, it was whooping the fuck out of me.
There's no questions on my side because I haven't been looking. But
I don't see anything. I literally don't see anything worth talking about. There's a lot of Xbox talk. It's some blasphemy about Mario being overrated, which is true. It's not true. It's not true. But that's all that's being said. It's and then little sidebar conversations that aren't really worth even mentioning. So.
You heard what she said. She said y'all are relevant, fam.
Dang.
Yeah, I didn't say irrelevant. That was Nia who said irrelevant. I said sidebar conversations.
Which means irrelevant.
If that's what you take from it, that's you. I can't control what you think. Wait, what's going on? Y'all trying to ask some question? What is your number? I don't know. What is my number?
They're asking for your number.
No, I'm just messing. What is your number one favorite Nintendo exclusive of all time?
That was a question. Favorite exclusive from Nintendo of all time? Like,
of all
period.
time.
Like, all time.
Period. All time. Me?
Oh, that's hard.
That is hard because it's a toss-up between Zelda, Bayonetta, and... Yeah, same here.
Now, when he says, like, favorite Nintendo game, does he mean, like, game franchise or, like, game?
Just favorite Nintendo exclusive. It says Nintendo exclusive of all time. So if it's exclusive to Nintendo, then yeah.
Okay, if we're talking about franchises, Zelda.
Not franchise, a single game.
If we're talking about
just
games,
no, he didn't say franchise. He said game.
Okay, if we're talking single games, it's probably gonna be a toss up between Breath of the Wild and A Link to the Past, Zelda. Like, I think
strangely for me is Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Bayonetta 2.
Yes. Oh my god.
Those are my three. I have to give you three because I can't give you just one.
So many good games. Like,
yeah, it's Breath of the Wild, obviously.
But out of all three, Breath of the Wild for me. Out of those three, Breath of the Wild.
I feel like with Breath of the Wild, if it wasn't for the ending, Breath of the Wild would obviously be my top.
I'm just going off of gameplay alone. I don't care about story and all that shit. Gameplay alone, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild is a...
Now, story-wise, I would probably go with Bayonetta because it had more of a story. Yeah. But so did Xenoblade Chronicles X, but they left us on a cliffhanger, and I'm kind of pissed about that. So it's like... Oh my God. And with... X really didn't have like a big drawn out story, but they did have enough for you to be like, okay, now why would you end the game like that? So
Bayonetta.
So
Xenoblade.
Yeah, Xenoblade, man.
Xenoblade.
They have to clear that up at some
time. They need to clear that up. Like, if they're doing this roundabout way of doing it through this new Xenoblade 2, or I mean, Chronicles 2 or whatever.
It's gonna mention the other game in this though.
Yeah.
Because Chronicles 2 has a lot. The thing is,
way later.
See, what I'm saying is, like, when I was looking at Chronicles, like all the information they showed of Chronicles 2, it has a lot of elements from X, which was weird to me. And then, but it had nothing to do with the first one. Yeah, it's the same, but it had nothing to do with one whatsoever. Yeah. So it's like, huh?
Because it's like 100 years in the future or something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought it would still have like some kind of elements from 1, but most of those elements in 2 is from X.
Yeah.
And I'm
you
just
know
like,
what?
Oh.
That's actually a really good point.
So it's like, is this kind of like a super in the future after everything that happened?
In the future after X, right?
But I thought this was supposed to be after 2.
I thought it was supposed to be after the first Xenoblade.
Yeah, because they're calling it.
Well, it's not even the same character.
Well, no, I know that they weren't going to make it. It wasn't supposed to be the same character. They weren't going to do that to begin with. But I thought
do that. Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be. I thought because it's Xenoblade 2, right? It's like So I thought it was after the one with Shulk. I thought it was sometime in the future with Shulk, but it's literally sounds like it's sometime way in the future of what's going on with X.
They probably just want to make sure nothing collides with each other,
which makes sense.
So you're saying that the game is supposed to be after the events of X?
Like, that's what it looks like.
That's what it seems like. But I thought because it's called Chronicles 2, I thought it was going to be a whatever the fuck after 1, and it has no similarities to 1 whatsoever. It's more similar to 2, but obviously way in the future.
Phantom 1 Op said it takes place in the same timeline as the first Xenoblade and not X.
But it has no. I don't know. We'll find out when I'll wait until they say something.
They're obviously going to.
They're obviously going to talk about it. Yeah. So we'll find out.
It is coming this year, whether you want to believe it or not.
That's what they're saying. So.
I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to Xenoblade 2 because I enjoyed Xenoblade X so much, but I still want my Xenoblade X.
I need my closure. I need to know what happened at the end of there because. I need to know what happened. Hondu went and did what he did, and I need to know what the frick.
I need to know what's going on.
I'm just saying the cliffhanger pissed me off.
Yes.
I've never been more pissed off for an ending of a game ever. Because I never played Mass Effect, so I don't know how y'all felt about that ending or whatever. Because I heard that was a horrible thing. But this is retarded. How you just gonna end like that?
That ending was too much of a cliffhanger.
Well, that's the good thing about that is that they have to make a sequel.
They have to make a sequel. I better see it in the next couple of years. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to Xenoblade 2.
I'm just happy like the Switch is like so JRPG happy.
Yeah.
So they want to
definitely get another one.
Yeah. Do you think leaving games on a cliffhanger sucks? Hell yeah. Unless you know you're getting a sequel, then okay, fine. But I still don't think you should end it on a cliffhanger, even if you are getting a sequel.
Yeah.
There should be room for there should be closure for that first game,
right.
And still leave enough story to let you know, hey, we're done with this storyline for this game, but there's still something else under the surface that you can, that we're going to be elaborating on in the next game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not a cliffhanger, so to speak. You finished everything that's going on in your first game, but it left enough for you to be like, well, what happened here? What happened? Well, we're going to explain about that, but we're done with the overall story that you were following.
Right.
Like, but not with the what happened in X. Like, the whole story is still open.
It's still, like, we still don't know what's going on. Like, ugh.
Like, the whole story is just open.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You got a lot of who, what, where, when, and why going on, and no answers. But we'll see it. I'm pretty sure they got that coming. I think we're going to see more Xenoblade at E3. That's going to be really, really I don't see any more questions.
I think we're see a lot of Xenoblade at E3.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see some new stuff from Nintendo. Well, we're not talking about E3, but we'll say all that.
One Nintendo series would be perfect for an anime movie. The one that you saw during when Smash Bros was announced.
Brothers shorts, yeah.
Yeah, especially the one with Link and fucking Kid Icarus. That would be nice.
That was awesome.
And
that would be perfect.
Yeah, the Star Fox anime was cool too. It was better than the game.
Yep, definitely.
That's facts.
Well, everything's better than the game.
That's terrible.
That's facts. That's facts.
That's facts. That's it. That's all the questions.
I think we pretty much exhausted all of our topics as well as our questions. Thank you guys so much for the questions, man. We had some really good topics and questions tonight. So shout outs to y'all for coming through.
Appreciate it. Even though we started late. Fuck boy hours.
So, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. We're going to do our outros. And next week, you guys, we're going to talk about E3. So, if you got some questions, hold on to them for another week. Because we're talking about all of that stuff next week. So, I'm going to start with Coupon. Coupon, go ahead and give your outro. Let the people know what's going on with you and your channel and things of that nature.
Because we struggling over here, boys. We struggling. So the struggle is real over on my channel, Coupon Strives, Game Diva. I do plan on streaming maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. Might be Thumper. Might be some Paragon, Overwatch, the usual. And we'll see what's going on. So just come hit me up, Coupon Strives. And it's going to be Coupon Strives on Facebook. It's going to be Coupon on Twitch. And it's also Coupon on Twitter. So there you go.
All right, Alex.
What's going on, everyone? Active Sin here. It's another week of Team Red Talks Nintendo. E3 is almost here, 2 weeks away, people. So yeah, get your E3 questions ready for next week. We'll be doing a lot of E3 predictions this week. Some cool stuff. Smash Leak turned out to be fake, but whatever. We all kind of knew it was.
Yeah, but you better believe we're getting one.
Smash Brothers game on the Switch. Don't worry.
For sure.
We talked about some. Oh my God, we talked about some stupid things about Mario. But yeah, there was some fun stuff to talk about today. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. And what else is going on here? Mario Kart Mondays are still going strong. This upcoming Monday will be battle mode, so turn out for that, people. Mario Kart Mondays, 6 p.m. Pacific time. It is always fun. Until we start getting disconnects, then it's not so fun.
Oh my God, Monday was terrible.
But that 3 days of maintenance, right, Nintendo?
Didn't seem to do too much.
Didn't do a damn thing.
It was terrible.
Hopefully we have some better luck. This weekend, of course, ARMS, the second, the last of the global test punches. I'll be playing those, streaming those, so check those out. I'll be clowning fools with Ribbon Girl. That's about it, I guess.
This weekend. Like, really play it.
Yeah, hopefully your internet doesn't crap out.
I know. All right, so you guys already know what your girl needed, the video game her. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Shout outs to Mr. Kindred for the subscribe. I appreciate that, fam. So we had a lot of interesting topics tonight. I really do appreciate everybody who came through. We got up to like 31 viewers today. So make sure you guys continue to come through, continue to share the podcast, continue to like it. Make sure that you let everybody know, hey, come check us out. We usually have our podcast on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time, but we were not able to do the podcast last night, so we had to switch it to today. But next week, we should be back on our regular schedule for Tuesday at 8. Like Alex said, don't forget to come through for Mario Kart Madness Mondays on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. We usually give away an eShop card to a random winner. You have to participate in the actual tournament to enter yourself. You don't have to win to win the giveaway code. So make sure you guys come through, stop through, and make sure you participate in the stream. Usually Alex is streaming, sometimes I'll stream. If you're not in the stream and we call your name for the giveaway, if you do not respond, we're going to pass it on to the next person. So make sure you come through, you come to the stream for just in case you win that code. If you're not, you're missing out. As far as my channel is concerned, I have been doing some streaming lately. I've been kind of slacking because of work and other things have been keeping me occupied. But I should be a little bit more consistent now. I'm going to try to pop out some more actual videos because there's a couple of reviews and impressions I need to do that I'm like mad behind on. So I got to get those done for y'all. So make sure you come through for that. If you're not subscribed to me, Alex or Coupon, make sure you do so. I do believe our descriptions are in my description box. If not, then it'll be updated at a later time, probably after this podcast. Make sure you follow us all on Twitter because that's when you will find information about our podcast and Mario Kart Mondays and any interesting topics we might be talking about on Twitter with other gamers. So yeah, come through. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.
Deuces! Mario's not overrated.
Not facts.